Welcome into the Todd Bowles Show. Casey Phillips here with head coach Todd Bowles. And man, week one win that, I don't know about you, took a few years off my life, watching at the end there, quite a way to start things out. How does it feel for you guys to get the division win on the road just right out of the gate?
It's great to win the first one. You know, my biggest fear is going into the season going 0-16, 0-17. So to get the first one out the way against a division opponent, same game we had last year against them, it was full of excitement, went down to the wire. This time it went our way.
You are 4-0 as Bucs head coach in the season opener. What is it about week one that you feel like you just get your team? I mean, is it just preparation? Why do you think it is that week one you've had such success?
Well, 4-0, we probably need to start the playoffs week one.
Yeah, just forget that regular season thing.
Forget the regular season. No, it's preparation. The guys prepare well. We try not to overthink it. We make sure they are fundamentally and technically sound. Technique-wise, they're sound, and we go out and we play hard, and that's really a credit to them.
And I know that any win is a good win, but is there something kind of extra about knowing week one, when you are still figuring things out, to pull off kind of a gritty win? Do you feel like that tells you any more about the makeup of this team already?
It's great to win on the road in a hostile environment because that tells you that the team is together at least, and they're going to go down fighting with each other in hostile environments, and they're not going to panic. So that was huge for us.
Now, we do get to see the speech you give in the locker room after games. And you admitted in the speech you don't normally give quite such an impassioned response until maybe either later in the season or something specific, but we got one of your trademark yas. Tell me why this game brought it out in you so early in the season.
It was an exciting game, and I felt like we should have got some calls here or there that didn't go our way, and it just felt like it was us against the world right there. And for us to win it at the end and them to miss the kick, us to miss the extra point and them come back and win the kick, it felt like it was just, the adrenaline was rolling, so it kind of came out.
I like it. What was going through your mind when they were about to kick that field goal and then you see they miss it? What is that like for you on the sideline and what you're thinking about?
We won. It was like eureka. It was not a hell yeah moment, yeah. But it was like,
thank goodness.
Thank goodness we won. We played hard enough to win, and it showed, and we won.
Now, I mean, Emeka, I just feel like everyone, I don't remember a rookie having this much hype in the sense of just the way people talk about him, both of his on-field, off-the-field, whole picture. And you kind of wonder, man, is he going to be able to live up to what people are saying about him? I think 2 touchdowns in your opening game is definitely a way to do that. Did you see, even as much hype as he was, how highly you thought of him, did you see him being able to start this fast?
He plays just like he played in college, and he's played against 100,000+ at the big house. And it's the same thing. His work ethic, his attitude, the way he prepares himself, coming in shape, his knowledge of the game, and you see it every day in practice. He doesn't change. He strives for greatness every day, and that's just him. So when he does it in the game, like, we're not surprised. It's like everybody else is surprised, but this guy, he's been the real deal since he's walked in the door, and we expect that type of performance from him.
Yeah, and take us through the 2 touchdown plays and what he did well there and what the rest of the offense did well to make those happen.
Well, he did great. The last one he caught for the game winner, we ran 2 times before, and he was open, and him and Baker had this connection. And they talked about it on the sidelines, and it was there. It was there 2 times, and then the 3rd time it was still there, and it was open. And Baker threw a dime, and he put it on the rope. And Emeka, he has great hands. He can catch the ball.
And of course, Coach Grizzard's first game as offensive coordinator. And man, if you're gonna have a first one, a division game on the road, and then you got a 2-minute drill you need to do, and just thinking about all the things that came into him needing to have this game winner, and also a few little wrinkles thrown in from an offensive line standpoint. How did Coach Grizz look in his debut, and how he handled some of the things that I'm sure aren't how you would have drawn it up for him to get his first experiences?
Well, I think when the game sped up in 2 minutes, I thought he was at his best. That's when he was the calmest because he didn't have to think. So he was just calling the plays right off the top of his head that he knew he wanted and knew that they will work against them, and he called the game great. I think we started out a little slow, a little butterflies there, but I think after the first quarter he really picked it up, and I thought he called a solid game.
And what stood out about that 2-minute drill and what the offense was able to do so well that drive?
Just not panic. They did not panic. Baker made some key throws. They made some key catches. We knew what the clock was. They did not panic at all. And once they got in the field goal range, they wanted to go for the kill, and they went for the kill, and we played to win.
I know Baker, not necessarily the most illustrious performance stat-wise when you look at the line. I know the offense also just didn't have the ball a whole lot, but 17 of 32, 167 yards, ended up with 39 rushing yards, but 3 touchdowns. What did you see from Baker overall in this game and some of the highs and lows for him?
The biggest thing is he didn't turn it over, and he threw 3 touchdowns. It's not even about yardage and percentage. If you can throw 3 touchdowns every game and not turn the ball over, you had a heck of a game. You're a heck of a quarterback.
I like that. So now let's talk a little bit about that offensive line that I know you guys knew this was coming. The rest of the world was finding out right before the game. Little secrecy thrown in there. Take us through a bit of this decision-making, when and how it got decided, and what were the things that made you look at this group and say, hey, this looks like the line we need to go with?
I don't know if it was secrecy. We got halfway through camp, and I asked Carbs, I said, in case of emergency and something happens to Charlie, you might want to start giving Barton some reps out there. Let's just see what he looks like. He hadn't played it in a long time, but we'll see what he looks like. In case of emergency, I don't want to have the answers to the test on game day. I want to know during the week. And we put him out there, and he didn't look bad. So we were putting him out there every couple days and putting Ben at center, and they didn't look bad. And we started running the ball better, and like, hey, this guy looks pretty good out here, and taking nothing away from Charlie because we think he's a good player. And Barton started getting comfortable, and we started probably about 2 weeks ago, we said this is probably the lineup we should use, and he practiced there every day up until.
It's incredible. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We have more coming up here with Coach Bowles right after this. Welcome back into the Todd Bowles Show. Casey Phillips here with Coach Bowles. And man, we were just talking about the offensive line and all the shuffling around. How did you feel like it impacted the run game, looking at their pass pro and run protection, and how they were able to do on both sides of that?
We didn't have a lot of success running the ball, but we had some tough grind out yards. I thought Rashad did a good job getting downhill. Sean had 2 carries. Bucky made some tough runs in there. Obviously, the touchdown pass helped us. I thought we battled. I thought they did some personnel things to try to trip us up a little bit that way, but I thought we battled up front with the position changes between Barton and Ben and then Michael Jordan. I thought they did a heck of a job. I thought Jordan did a very good job in the pass game. That's
great. And you know that you've got a couple wide receivers down, so Shep had to come in and make some pretty big catches. He only had 3 catches for 39 yards, but some of them were definitely big time. Got our first down thanks to him, converted a 3rd and 9 to keep the game-winning drive alive, and then he even kind of helped break up what maybe could have been an interception out there as well, playing a little defense on that one play. So what did Shep do that was so impressive, and just what it's like to have him, when you have some guys down, to have a vet like him to be able to step in?
Well, he moved the chains for us. Like you said, he moved the chains. Shep's the ultimate competitor. He came back in shape this year. He had a heck of a training camp, carried over to the season, understands what to do, how to do it. He's been in big games, making big catches his whole life. He didn't do anything different.
And now on the defensive side of things, I mean, man, 8 defensive plays inside the 4-yard line. That's a tough go of it, no matter who you are. So what did you think of just how the defense handled that? I know they ultimately ended up scoring, but good grief, that many plays that close in, it's going to be hard to stop them that many times.
It felt like it was more than that. I thought they held tough. I thought we did everything possible. I thought we covered them good. They couldn't run it in, and they couldn't throw it in, and the quarterback broke free at the end, and even that was a nail biter getting in right there. If we close the middle a little bit, we make that play, but I think the guys fought hard. They have a very good understanding of what we were trying to do, and they played with a lot of pride.
I know Jamel ended up having to, have a pass breakup and a couple coverages in the end zone there. What did you see from him on not only that drive, but his game overall? What stood out?
I thought him, as well as Zion and Parrish, when we played man coverage, and we played quite a bit, they played very tight coverage. They were on their guys for the most part. The ball didn't go over our heads, and they played extremely tough. There's probably 2 plays he liked to have back. He jammed too high and got the face mask penalty there and got another holding penalty, but I thought he played physical, probably his most physical man-to-man game I've seen him play since he's been here.
And then, man, Antoine loves to make him a splashy play against the Falcons down around the end zone. Tell me about that play and what stood out to you.
Antoine made a heck of a play. I mean, he knocked the ball out, and he's a physical guy. They kind of stayed away from him all day. Wherever he was, they kind of went the other way, but he's going to make a play, and he's going to make his presence felt. Just having him out there controlling the secondary like that was big for us.
And take us through kind of some of the different decisions you had to make and moving guys around. I mean, before the game, you're not going to have Izzy, you're not going to have Morrison. And then when Zion went down, you're having at a very crucial time, not just, again, kind of a 1-for-1. It was almost that O-line situation of, okay, instead we're going to move this guy here and this guy here. What were some of the big things that factored into those decisions, both with the injuries prior to the game and then when Zion went down briefly?
Well, we kind of practiced those, but when he went down briefly, we said we're going to put Parrish out at corner, bring Tyke down to the nickel spot, and put Merriweather at safety, because we played with that spot too. Tyke was the nickel last year, so the reason we do these things in the spring and early training camp is so we can prepare for these type of situations. So everybody understood it and everybody knew what they had to do, and we just kept going.
And then having Morrison and Izzy out, what are the hopes for when they might be able to be back and just how that would influence the way that you would want to use a bunch of your DBs?
I'm hoping Morrison is back this week. If Morrison is back this week, that can help us out from a corner standpoint, especially since Zion was a little nicked up. So we'll have the corner situation chiseled out. The safety situation, we'll just see when Izzy comes back.
And then I know Servassier is your starting guy this year, has dealt with some injuries, missing time over the years, but I know you've mentioned that you're putting a lot on his plate this year. So first, what are some of the things that you really are trusting Servassier with, and then how that factored into evaluating his game overall on Sunday?
You trust him with the calls and with the communication, getting everybody lined up the right way and making sure we're where we're supposed to be. Love him coming downhill in the run game. He's a very intelligent player. He just hadn't played, and he hadn't played a lot of snaps. So playing a full game for him, the first game, in that type of atmosphere, he had a few first-time mistakes that probably won't happen again. But at the same time, he made some big-time plays.
All right, we're going to take another break. We'll be right back with more on the Todd Bowles Show. Welcome back into the Todd Bowles Show. Casey Phillips here with head coach Todd Bowles. First game getting to see Hassan Reddick in a Bucs uniform. Got his first sack in one as well. Take us through that sack and what he did well on that play.
He went inside. He made an inside move. He went through 2 guys, actually. It was all him. It was all effort, and it was all trust by the other guys to cover for him, and he made a heck of a play. He was determined. And
then I know sometimes for those guys, it's hard outside of a sack for everybody to evaluate what they're doing, what they're supposed to be doing. So outside of that play, what did you think of his performance and then the rest of the outside linebackers overall?
I thought Hassan played well. I thought he played very well. We kept him off the ball some. He played some in the pass game. He rushed the passer well. He played the run extremely well. Very happy about that with him. Yaya played a heck of a ball game. He had some free runs where he came to the quarterback and the ball got out just before he got there, but he got a couple quarterback hits. He played the run strong against Matthews, which was big for us, setting the edge right there. I thought Nelly played well, and I thought Braz played well.
And then how about your defensive line? What did we see from Vita and Kalijah and the rest of that group?
Vita was huge on the 4th and 1 stop. He was real huge on the 4th and 1 stop. He controlled all the cutback runs. Canty comes across the ball all the time, commanding the double team right there. And Logan was big for us in the run game because we put him over the tight end, whom they like to run behind. And, his job was just to handle that tight end so they couldn't run the ball, and he did his job.
I know facing Bijan Robinson, that first big play he had, that accounted for a huge part of his production overall for the day. And, only had 24 yards rushing. It's just the 4th time since he joined the Falcons that they've been held to 2.5 yards per carry or fewer with him. So what were you most proud of the way that you guys faced in the run game specifically and then him overall?
The physicality they showed up front. We showed some physicality up front that we can take care of the run game, and we just had to tackle the pass game. Other than the first time he got out, I think we missed him one time. Voss missed him one time late in the second half where he got the check down. But other than that, they played him well.
I know special teams had some highs and some lows, I would say is a fair way to put it for the game. So have you gotten a chance to kind of talk to Chase McLaughlin or look at some of those to see what led to very, very uncharacteristic misses for him?
No, we haven't talked about it yet, but we will.
For sure, that'll be fun.
We will, and he's usually pretty reliable and pretty accurate, so we're gonna just chalk this up as a one-off right there. But he's been reliable for us for a long time now, so we're just gonna trust it's not gonna happen again.
And then Riley Dixon, his first regular season game as a Buck, he had a 51.3 yard average on 4 punts with a long of 62. But of course, we're never really sure what all he's being asked to do. So what did his performance look like in terms of both doing what was asked and then just obviously the strength of the leg is there?
I thought Riley played well. He had great hang time. He put the ball inside the 10 for us, and he got the guys a chance to go down and cover kicks. He's getting the ball off very well for us. I thought he kicked well.
And in the return game, I know this is an area that you guys have been working hard in recent years to try to get a few more maybe electric plays out of, and I think it's safe to say that we feel like this year could be a year that we have a few more of those. I mean, Cam Johnson, that was the longest return we've had since 2015 in that area. So tell me what Cam in particular showed you and just why, even as a guy that kind of an underdog to make the team in the beginning and even spent some time hurt, but clearly showed you enough to have earned that job, and we see why.
Playing with a lot more confidence. Since he made the team, he's playing with a lot more confidence. He came out the last preseason game and kind of dropped a few, but it was his first game back and he was nervous, but he was very good. He was good enough to make the team, and we knew he was going to be our returner. He played with a lot of confidence, and those guys made some great blocks for him to clear that return up, so he should take them out to dinner as well. But he's a talented guy. He's very athletic, and we look for those things for him all year this year.
Yeah, and Sean Tucker's at 35-yard kick return as well. So what is he so great at in that play in particular? What did you see there?
Sean's good at seeing the holes, and he's good at getting up to speed real fast. He has a great lower body that he bounces off of people. He's very thick that way, and once he gets rolling, he's hard to bring down.
All right, we're going to take one more break. We'll be back to look ahead to this next Monday Night Football game with Coach Bowles right after this. Welcome back into the Todd Bowles Show. Final segment here. We're going to look ahead to this Monday Night Football game. Tell me, for you guys, how you've learned to handle the schedule adjustments for a Monday Night Football game and some of the pros and cons of that.
Well, the night practice we had in training camp and going to Pittsburgh early, handling that whole week and then playing at night, we had some experience with it, so we know how to bide our time. It's never great laying around the hotel all day, but we make ourselves useful. We understand how we play and what times we got to play and how much rest we need, and we get that accordingly, so we're ready to go.
So the Houston Texans, tell me what stands out, especially about C.J. Stroud and the ways he's developed over the years.
Very quick release, very strong arm, very accurate, can run, can see the blitzes coming, can read coverages very well, and he's very accurate when he gets to plant his feet and survey the field. He can kill you.
And how about from a running perspective, what stands out about the talent they have there?
Well, it starts with Chubbs. Obviously, it starts with Chubbs. They got a big offensive line. They run between the tackles. They're very bruising that way, and we got our work cut out for us.
I know they've also got several different weapons, the guys like Nico Collins, Christian Kirk, Jaden Higgins for wide receivers. What stands out about those guys and the ways they can hurt you?
With Nico, size and speed. It's size and speed. He's very athletic that way. Kirk can get down the field, and they drafted Higgins from Iowa State, and they got two from Iowa State actually that can play very well. Very good size receiver, very good hands, and they can hurt you.
And then how about looking at the other side of things? What about their defensive front stands out?
Starts with their two edge guys. Their two edge guys come off the ball nonstop. They can get to the quarterback and they can sack the quarterback. And they got two corners that are ball hawks, so we got to be crisp with our routes, and the ball's got to be on time or they will take it away and make you pay.
And now, as we talked about it being Grizz's first game this last week, what were some of the biggest things that you talked to him about leading into it, and whether he decided to be booth versus field, and just some of those other decisions and some of the roles that you played in getting him prepared?
Well, he feels more comfortable on the field, which is fine, which is great. Just getting him prepared, telling him call it. If we're going to lose, let's empty the clip. Let's empty our gun and let's shoot all our bullets, but we don't want to be bashful. We don't want to be shy about it. So let's make sure we call it how we want to call it.
Well, Coach, thank you as always for your time. And again, congratulations on an exciting Week 1 win.
Thank you.